Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's your boy DJKillzownJones. This is Killzone interviews. Oh, snap. Chrissa SJE. What's up, man?
Well, what's poppin', man? What's good?
Nothing much, man. Just sitting here chilling, man. So I hit bro up on the humbug the other day to see if he want to be on the show because I've been following dude since 2014. He had this mixtape that came out called Toonami. It's on live mixtapes, and I put
Yes, sir.
his Tumblr down in the description box. Y'all can go check out all his work down there. His new single Sakyo, which we're gonna talk about in a little minute, and and the album he get ready to come out with, which is Toonami Midnight Run, the sequel to that 2014 mixtape. So welcome to the show, bro.
What's poppin', man? I'm glad to be here. I'm glad I feel welcome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I'm happy to have you on the show, man, because I heard about you from club tapes. They had this track produced by Young Shine, which at the time he did. I think Young Shine ended up becoming Young Land. So Young Land ended up doing like a lot of Future's earlier works. Riff
Definitely.
Raff and a whole. If this the same Young Shine, I'm thinking about because it'd be like Young Shine on it, then he end up doing Young Land on it. It was the same dude, but he
Cause he
switched
did
his name.
he did Doughboy shit too. A couple of Doughboy songs. That dude signed the Future and Rick Ross too. I think he was on that MMG, one of them MMG albums.
Yeah. So dude was cool, and then like what's so dope about Chrissa? Like Chrissa got me like hip to the whole anime trap scene. Like I mean, it was some dudes out there beforehand, and that was out there doing their thing. But like Chrissa really made it a whole way because like from Chrissa, you started hearing about people like Natsufuchi and uh, uh, D Mac the Ruler,
Yeah,
a whole bunch of other cats that just you never heard of, and it's like a whole new like wave of producer out there, and as far as artists and MC too. So kind of get everybody's story, bro, because I just like I said, I just popped up on you. I was on club mixtapes.com when they had first launched it a few years ago, and like it was lit. So I saw it. I'm like, man, and I was on the club tape, one of the club tapes mixtapes, and I was like, who's this dude over here on with this Foolie Cooley song? And this
yeah.
mug, it was just slapping, bro. So like, kind of give me the story about like how you came to be, and like your come up and everything else like that.
Well, man, honestly, you know what I'm saying? I've been rapping for like a long time. I've been rapping probably since I was like 13, 14, but I never really took it serious till around like 2013 or 14. I was trying to take it serious really around like 2012, but I didn't really have an image. I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted myself to stand for as an artist, and a brand, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at 2013 is when I really started focusing and I really kind of got it together, got kind of where I wanted to got an idea of kind of where I wanted to go as an artist, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I really started running with the anime wave. That Foolie Cooley was, I think that was the first anime song I really did. And it really wasn't an anime song. It was just like it was a regular song, but it had an anime theme. Like
Mm-hmm.
we used to play on Adult Swim or Toonami, and it had like it was one of them throw it off shows. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch it and you're real young, you're not gonna really understand what's going on or understand what the concept of the show is. You're just gonna understand the aesthetic of the show is tight and it looked cool and it's entertaining enough to watch, even though you don't even really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that show was crazy.
At the end of the day, the show had a deeper point to it than what you saw at face value. And I felt like that was a good idea for that song, because that song I was saying a lot of shit that was like, not saying it would go over people's heads, but there was a lot of like inside shit that maybe only I would get or only a few other people would get.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like a little picture to paint for that, and it just kind of got me started on some like, man, I've been watching anime since I was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not no, you know, super Chief Keef type rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm not this drill rapper. You know, all I talk about is, you know, selling drugs and, you know, shooting guns and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just I wanted to find something that I could associate with my brand that was authentic and, you know, and unique. And at the same time, it was just real. It wasn't like I was forcing anything. You know, it was something just natural, and it was something that people would gravitate towards because they knew it was real. You know, they could feel it being authentic. It wasn't like any factory made kind of brand or anything. You know. And then I did like a song called Roshi or whatever, and then I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna drop a whole Toonami CD. I'm gonna make a big deal out of this because people was really gravitating towards it more than my regular music, you know, because they was like, damn, this dude rapping about anime. I never heard that shit before. And like you would say, they had some other people on the scene kind of dabbling in the anime trap, but it was mostly at that time, it was mostly producers, you know, and it was still kind of fresh to the producer world.
Yeah.
But nowadays, past few years, I've been pushing that shit super hard, and I'm not saying I got nothing to do with it, but I've been seeing a lot of rappers, you know, associate themselves with like the anime scene, you know, the anime trap rap scene. Like they got a bunch of rap. One of my favorite rappers right now, his name is Chapo. He's from Cleveland. That's like my favorite rapper. That's all I listen to, and he got like some slick anime references in his songs too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just proud people fucking with it, and it's becoming a bigger market for the type of music I make. You know?
Yeah. So now you kind of now I see your following has grown, your buzz is kind of grown. So now you getting ready to come back with the Toonami Midnight Run. It's been 3 years almost from when you first started. So like what has changed? Like, you know, what have you done and seen or whatever? Because I've been hearing the music, you know, real Joe stuff on Twitter, and you share a lot of dope stuff that like I may or may not be hip to, like anime wise. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like I got my own like mainstays or whatever as far as anime goes, but like I know people that's super duper deep in the culture. Like every time an anime convention come around, they there. You know what I'm saying? Like they, we just had like 2 of them up this way. You know, MomoCon just passed up in Atlanta. So like what has been happening for you? You know, what, like, where has it gone? Because it's kind of hard to kind of follow like an anime artist or producer, you know, because it hasn't really broke. I mean, I know that the scene has grown, but like it hasn't really broke mainstream yet, where it's just a straight up anime rapper. So like kind of tell me, so what happened after you dropped that Toonami project up until right now?
Well, really, when I dropped the Toonami project, I was aiming it at a target, a target audience, and the target audience ate it up. You know what I'm saying? They seen it and they appreciated where I was coming from because they understood what I was trying to do. But there was a lot of people who didn't understand what I was trying to do. You know what I mean? So it kind of it's been 3 years since I dropped the Toonami, and I've kind of been like teasing the next part over the course of like the last couple of years. I dropped the first single from Toonami Midnight Run. Maybe like I think it was December 2015. It was that Madara Uchiha song. It was like a Naruto kind of theme song. And after people really started like being like, okay, a regular little underground rapper, you got potential to take this somewhere, you know. At the same time, I'm still dropping the anime, working on the anime stuff, and at the same time, I'm working on regular music and different theme music. I got my hands kind of in all kind of different places, but that's the main thing I'm trying to push because that's the target audience I'm really trying to hit. I feel like those people are the most people like me. You know what I mean? And I really want to reach out to because that's the whole reason why I do the rap. I wasn't trying to do the rap just to take off or blow up. I was really trying to just find a lane where there were more people like me. I noticed in the rap game, it's oversaturated with a lot of artists that either sound the same or they act the same or they have the same kind of brand, you know? And people are all
content. You know, it's too many. I feel like it's too many street rappers, and it's too many, swag rappers, and it's too many rappers that's leaned out, drugged out. So the fact that you talking about you dropping bars about stuff other than that. Like I mean, like I said, it's kind of, you know, you kind of like, I look at you kind of like the Mega Ran of the whole anime trap scene. Like, you know, I don't know if you know who Mega Ran is, but yeah, like, you know, what he does for the video game scene or whatever, like you know, kind of do for the trap scene, the anime trap scene. Like you have kind of like godfather, and it's, like I said, it's been other people, but I feel like you've been the most consistent. You've been you know what I'm saying, you really like trailblazed the way, and it's not goofy or gimmicky or fly by night where, you know, we're gonna be talking about, we talked about it in a moment, because like I said, people have been in the moment that you don't pretty much hear about no more. You know what I'm saying? You kind of just you know, they just hear that they gonna more, but you kind of like have been steady building your brand. And like, explain to me what SJE means. Like, you know, explain to me what that means.
Well, SJE is a brand I started as a kid. It wasn't really me. It was me and two of my homeboys. I consider them to be my brothers because they've been around for like over 10 years. You know what I mean? We've been cool since like the end of middle school. Some of my brothers, like Fade, my brother Fade Bully, I'm about to drop a EP with him this month. Probably next week. As soon as it goes through iTunes and everything goes through the little filter that, you know, to upload, it's gonna be up. And I've been knowing him since I was like in elementary school. We went to Live Oak Elementary together in Louisiana, and it was like 4th or 5th grade. But my dog Tommy, he really came up with the name as Straight Jacket Productions, and we were rapping at that time. We were real young. We weren't taking it serious, but we was playing with it, and we always just kept the name. And we changed the name from Straight Jacket Productions to Straight Jacket Entertainment because we wasn't really making beats like talking about. Like I make beats now. But at the time, we wasn't really a production group, so we couldn't call ourselves Straight Jacket Productions. We were just doing a bunch of videos and stuff, so it was kind of just an entertainment. And my dog, he thought about it while he was in jail, because he was in jail. He was a little bit older than me, because I was like, what, 14, 15, and he was like 17, 18. And I forget what he was for, but he was just in there for a little while, and he had time to sit on it, and he came up with the idea, and when he came out of jail, we started running with the idea. And then he stopped rapping, and a couple of other people involved in the label stopped rapping. But I always wanted to carry the name and bring it up, because it's not like they threw it away. It was just like they knew it was in my hands now, you know what I mean? And they knew I wasn't die. But SJE, it stands for Straight Jacket Entertainment. But on some deeper level shit, it probably stands for different things for Fade than it does for my dog Tommy or whoever else is signed to the label. But what it stands for to me is like Straight Jacket is like, it represents like being crazy. You know, you're in a straight jacket, you're insane. You know, you're in a padded room, you know, in like an asylum. And my big thing was when I first started doing the anime and everything, you know, a lot of people didn't buy into it. A lot of people didn't understand it. They were like, man, I don't get this. This shit's stupid. He rapping about cartoons. And at the end of the day, they didn't buy into it because they don't understand it. And the same reason why people rock with Boosie or rock with Future or rock with whoever is because they buy into their brand because they can relate to it, you know? People can't relate to my music or can't relate to certain stuff. That just means it's not for them. That doesn't mean it's bad, because somebody who'll be listening to my shit and really fuck with it and really understand the anime references, they'll be like, oh, this is the best rapper, whatever. But the people who don't understand it won't really get it. They'll be like, man, this nigga crazy. All he do is rap about cartoons. So my thing is, I'm pushing myself, no matter who looks at me and be like, that dude's crazy, that dude don't know what he's talking about, he's just, you know, it don't seem like he all there. I'm trying to push that for other people who are different, like other people who aren't like zombies, who aren't like riding the wave just because everybody else is riding the wave, people who are unique and who will go against the grain and represent something and stand for something, even though a lot of people won't agree with it or understand it or anything, you know. They're doing it for the people like them who understand it, you know. At the end of the day, it might only be 5 people who can understand where you're coming from versus 100,000 people who don't understand where you're coming from. But you should never switch up and start acting like, change who you are because other people looking at you like you crazy, you know? The whole C brand to me stands for being yourself no matter what, how people look at you, no matter how you perceive, you know? As long as you know you're not crazy to yourself, whoever else doesn't understand it can call you crazy because it wasn't meant for them to understand, you know? It was meant for the people. Stand. Like I heard Boosie rap about that a lot. I'm from Louisiana. He's one of the biggest street rappers out here. Him and Kevin Gates, and they used to rap about like, man, if you're not about that street life, don't rap about that street life. Yada yada. There's so much more shit you can rap about. If you want people to fuck with you for you, don't put yourself on a pedestal where you're not being yourself. You know, you always want to be yourself, because the people who can relate to you will always respect you for it, and they will always understand you and feel you, and the other people won't, but they'll have to. They got street rappers that, you know, they got white suburban kids that don't listen to their music because they don't know what the fuck a brick is, or what, you know, what the specific kind of guns they be rapping about is, or whatever, you know. So at the end of the day, they don't buy into their brand, that they don't have to, because it's not for them, you know.
I mean,
I'm just trying to.
No, and I
city back.
No, and I perfectly understand, and I perfectly relate to that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if more people were like you were, it might be a grind to, you know, get to a place where you you know, where you know, are profitable. But I feel like the grind, I mean, I feel like a lot of people who come up real quick, they kind of come down real fast. You know what I'm saying? And I've never really been in a hurry to, you know, rush greatness, because I know, you know, at some point people, you know, things, you know, will take off. And, you know, as long as you make it strides in the right direction, it'd be one thing if you been doing something. It's just kind of like where people kind of get, you know, kind of be the dream killer. Oh man, you know, you suck, or why you rapping, why you doing this, da 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 da. And then, you know, you put so much work into what you're doing, and you start seeing the results. You know, you might not be where you quote unquote want to be at, but at least you stand for something. You ain't never, you know, sold your soul, because that's was a lot of going on. People think selling your soul mean, you know, selling your soul means I'm sacrificing my soul to the devil. Well, really, it means you sacrificing your morals. You doing anything just so you can get on, and that's what a lot of people, you know what I'm saying. And I think it's cool. I think that's an interesting thing that you said there, man. That you really addressed that, because a lot of people want to, you know, say that street rappers, you know, ain't winning, but that's just most of the popular rap. Like, it may not be super graphic or super whatever, but that's what's dominating the charts, other than like that, exactly. And then drug rapping, you know what I'm saying? Other than like, you get your anomalies, you get your Kendricks, your J. Cole's, your ASAP Rockies, your what's my dude name? Damn. Trying to think of dude like Troy, that Troy Avenue Street, but he kind of is like old school hip hop. Joey Badass, you get those people, but the majority of the popular rap is swag rap, or if you know you can sing or whatever and rap like Drake or whatever. Like that's what's going on, and it's not that many people kind of, you know, getting into that lane. I mean, it's produced a lot of beat makers out there that's getting into the, you know, the anime trap lane, or even the video game rap lane. It's a lot of, you know, producers and production, but it's not that many MCs out there that's really going out their way to pioneer and venture off into that lane and be consistent with it. Like, you know, but anyway, we, you know, before we get on that long tangent, because everybody likes having that conversation, but I'm just, you know, I'm glad that you that you acknowledge it, but you still do your own thing. And I mean, I see a lot of love come your way, bro. Like, you know, you got, you know, the otakus and the nerds rocking with it. You know, you got the females rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? You got a plethora of people that rock with it. And I see your movement, you know what I'm saying? I see that people are getting down with the brand. Like, you got like over 45,000 followers on Twitter. You got 2,000 subscribers on YouTube with almost 1 million views. And I ain't even looking at the other stuff right now, but just the fact that you kind of came up, you know, in the era of, you know, street rap, drug rap, and, you know, stuff for the gals. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have trailblazed a whole new lane. You know what I'm saying, for a lot of artists.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people, and it sounds like, you know, when I'm talking about be different, you know, not try to ride the wave and everything, it sounded like I'm trying to say, you know, don't run with what's hot. And at the end of the day, if that's you, you know, then, you know, I won't be able to, nobody can say nothing about it. But at the end of the day, it's not like I'm saying be different on purpose. I'm saying everybody is different than each other, you know, and people are taking the similarities from each other and running with those. Like some people are seeing Lil Yachty blow up and be like, oh, I could do stuff like that, so I'm gonna do stuff like that. It's, at the end of the day, it's not like you should direct your focus on trying to be what you think people are gonna receive well. It's all about just being yourself. You know, whenever the main artists that blow up, they don't blow up because you know, back in 1990s and the early 2000s, a lot of artists and brands were being pushed by $1 billion, $1 million labels, and that's the only way we could really hear music is on BET or MTV music videos, on the radio. It wasn't really as big as of an internet presence as it is now. And now it's like you don't have to for record labels or cater to people to get your brand out there. You honestly could just be you and drop it, and people have the choice of fucking with it or not. And a lot of people are going with the route of not being themselves, trying to chase other brands, even the anime wave. Like, as of recently, I think it was like last year, the year before last, Lil Uzi Vert had dropped his first mixtape, Love Is Rage. And one the first videos he dropped to it was a song called Super Saiyan. And he door for people to be like, oh shit, nobody was rapping about anime before. And Lil Uzi didn't really rap super hard about anime. That was honestly, to me, his only song that he ever said anything about
anime related. Yeah.
But it kind of door for people to be like, oh wait, this isn't whack. Like, I like this, but I'm scared to talk about it because I know other people don't watch it. A lot of people don't watch. More people don't watch anime than do, and it feels that way because a lot of people who do watch anime are closet anime fans because they're not saying they're ashamed, but they you know, I know some street dudes, like some real street dudes that keep up with, they watch Dragon Ball Z as a kid, so the nostalgia makes them keep up with the new episodes and stuff like that, and they mess with other street dudes that are maybe older than them that maybe not might not be familiar with that. They might be the only person in their whole squad that watches that, so they go home when they're alone and they watch it on Netflix or whatever, and then they go back to the streets and they don't talk about it because it's not something that's well received by their friends. So they have like they can relate to certain things, but nobody's out there to be related to. You know, there's not. When Lil Uzi came out with that, they were like, oh shit, so I could actually talk about this and it'd be cool now, you know? And now a bunch of rappers are trying to ride that wave, even do the anime wave. And a lot of them don't even really rock with the anime. They just see that Lil Uzi kind of took off with that wave, so they feel like they can take off with it too. And they see that a lot of people into it, more people than before. Because like in 2014, when I first dropped Toonami, like I said, I was you know, pushing it toward the target audience, and that target audience was well receptive to it, but it wasn't a big reception. Like I didn't get a million people hit me up. It was only like a few thousand, you know. But now I feel like the lane for that kind of music is a little broader. There's more artists doing it. There's more people being fans of those artists, so they're looking for more people who do stuff like that. And it's cool because now like I'm really starting to see results from it. I didn't switch up and say in 2014, damn, I only got 4,000 views on this. I'm not gonna take off doing this. Let me switch my lane and start rapping about this, start changing what I stand for. You know, I just kept sticking with it, and now I went from having that song Master Roshi I dropped when I first decided I wanted to do the anime rap, and I went from that doing like 500 views or 500 listens on SoundCloud to I just dropped a song called Sakyo a while back, and now that has like 100,000 views on SoundCloud. So people, I feel like they aren't scared to stand behind it anymore, you know.
And I was gonna be my next thing after we talked about Sakyo, having a conversation about like what anime and manga that you read, because like you know, I just, like I told you, I kind of had fell away from it, but like I've been more on like the more on the comic books side of things, because there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of movies, a lot of graphic novels, a lot of stories that's coming out. But I'm slowly getting it back into anime because it's like a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to watch, like Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Super. It's a new thing on Netflix. It just came out. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Space, not Space. What's it called? Damn.
I forget what it's called, but it was new on Netflix. I watched that shit the other day. I was like, what is this? I wanted to peep it out.
Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of anime that's coming back. Like, they're getting ready to release Outlaw Star and Big O. Like, I've been waiting for that forever.
Yeah.
I've been giving, what is it? It's a lot of stuff. But before we get into that, though, let's talk about the Sakyo, man, because they just released Yu Yu Hakusho. It just got through releasing the complete series of Yu Yu Hakusho. And I forget. Tell me who Sakyo is again, because it's been so long. I need to go back and watch, and I actually didn't get to see it because remember they had it on Toonami. Toonami had lost Funimation had lost the rights to Yu Yu Hakusho, and then they stopped. And they stopped right at the end of the tournament. And then they dropped off, and then they end up coming back and finishing it, but it only came out on DVD.
Exactly. Now, see, I was a big fan, and that's why the Yu Yu Hakusho. That's honestly, everybody that's rocks with anime, they gonna say Dragon Ball Z, yada yada, Naruto, their favorite anime. But I grew up watching Adult Swim, and I watched Dragon Ball Z, and then when Adult Swim really started coming out, they started experimenting with like Cowboy Bebop and Inuyasha. But Yu Yu Hakusho was really that standout show to me. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that I just started kind of taking off with that Sakyo song because it just started really taking off this year, and this year is their 25th anniversary. So they've been trying to even like Yu Yu Hakusho, the buzz and the hype around it kind of died down over the past few years because it's been out since like 1992, and they haven't really dropped any sequels or new episodes or anything. And I'm glad you said that too about how they cut it off on Toonami. They lost the rights to it. They only played up to the end of the Dark Tournament, and there was 2 more seasons after that. And as an adult, I kind of started getting to anime. I kind of fell off with it in high school, trying to mess with girls and all that. I kind of was like, not saying I didn't like it anymore, but I kind of stopped checking for new stuff. But what I did, I realized this is one of my favorite shows as a kid, and I started rewatching it, and I ended up watching past where it was on TV, and I was like, damn, I didn't even know they had more, episodes. Because I had bought it on DVD and Blu-ray, but I didn't know there was 4 seasons. I thought the 4 seasons that I had bought was the 4 seasons they played on TV, but they only played the 2 seasons on TV. So I finished watching as an adult, and I was like, damn, this is my favorite show. Like, I didn't know it ended like this. I always knew it was cold, but I didn't know it was this cold front to back. And like, Sakyo, the whole song Sakyo came about is because with the anime stuff, like the first song I did was Master Roshi. Well, the first song I really did was Fooly Cooly, but after that, I started doing songs like Master Roshi and Tenchi Muyo. And it was really like looking towards anime characters specifically that I feel like I could have related to, that they lived a specific way in the anime, they're fictional characters, but I could relate to them in my real life. Like with Master Roshi being a smart OG, he's real smart and he's real strong and he could teach you a lot of stuff. But at the same time, he's like a pervert. He like fucking with the girls super hard. He like seeing ass and that's me. I could have related. So with Yu Yu Hakusho, I really felt like I related to the main character a lot. But I felt like it would have been corny to run with him first. When Sakyo, he was I'm not gonna say he was a villain, but he was like an anti-hero in the series. He was like the boss or whatever. And the big thing about him was he came on the scene and he was, when they first introduced him, he was like a rich ass dude in like the black market. And they would do all kind of black market gambling, and he would take big risks and make big bets and put a lot of money up, and where he could have either went broke off of it or got a lot of money off of it. He, for the first like maybe 20 episodes he was in there, he was just winning back to back, like nothing but big risks and big rewards. You know what I mean? And I always, I'm not saying I looked up to it because he wasn't a hero. He was like the anti-hero, he was like one of the bad guys of the show. But I always respected the fact that he was willing to take them big risks, because in his mind, like, it wasn't 100% that he was gonna win the bets, but he still made that bet because he was like, I'm willing to get this big payoff over something that is not 100% guaranteed. You know what I mean? And that's what my whole career is kind of based off of with the anime stuff. Like I'm trying to dabble in this market that's not really, it's not 100% guaranteed I'm gonna make money off of it. It's not 100% guaranteed I'm gonna get fans off of it. But I don't give a fuck. It's me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna die regardless, just because it's a risk I'm willing to take. You know, I've been putting money into my music and everything, and I invested in myself. And it could either be a $1 million investment or a $100 investment. You know, and it's the risk, is the courage to have that courage, that risk really inspired me from that character, you know. And there was a couple other things about him that I feel like I can relate to, because he was a real dark, real weird character, and he was the only character in the show that used to smoke a lot. And I'm like, I smoke a lot too. I can relate to that, you know. So I really just fucked with that. I didn't even, whenever I dropped the song, I knew Yu Yu Hakusho was everybody who watched it liked it, but I knew it wasn't it didn't make a big splash, as big of a splash as Dragon Ball Z. Like everybody who watched it liked it, but not everybody watched it, you know? So when I dropped the song, for me thing, I didn't even think it would get 1,000 views. Here we are, 2017. It's not at 100,000 yet. It's like at 92,000 listens on SoundCloud. Like,
I mean, it's 100,000 by next week after we drop. The episode will already be dropped. But like by the time the album come around, if you're gonna drop it with the original release date, because before we got started, I was talking about you know, pushing the album back because the single doing so well, and it'd be dope if you put it out on August 11th, you know, for the 3-year anniversary. You know what I'm saying? And it has actually been kind of cool, because like I noticed when you dropped Toonami, not too long after that, Toonami came back, because it was a big like uproar. Yeah, it was like a big uproar of like Toonami. You know, a lot of Toonami fans and a lot of people, like they had the Toonami aftermath. You know, and they couldn't really stop the Toonami, and it's still going on. You know, with all the classic shows, but Toonami that came all the way back, like, you know, Samurai Jack and Dragon Ball Super, and just a lot of dope shows. Like they have brought it all the way back. It's later at night. It's on Adult Swim, whatever, take over their Saturday night. But that's kind of cool though. Like just to see that, you know, that push that you know kind of spearheaded in the Toonami aftermath cast, and a lot of people just talking about Toonami. You know what I'm saying, and what that meant for the culture, because like Toonami was like the first like big and I'm probably tell me if I'm wrong, like your first and my first and a lot of people's first like introduction in the anime, you know what I'm saying, like in America, because back in the day, you know, we had, you know, Cartoon Network at first, and then WB at first, really, that showed a lot of anime stuff like that, and then, you know, Toonami did a partnership with Funimation to bring a lot of their shows over, and WB did a lot of did the partnership with TV Tokyo to get Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Card Captors and all them other shows like that. So like we started getting that, and then when Toonami went away, that was like the beginning of the end for all the cartoons or whatever. Because now,
almost like a death to the beat in America.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I feel like it's like perfect timing right now, because like you said, it wasn't just me and you. It was like everybody in our kind of era, our generation, everybody around our age, we kind of grew up. And some people might have gotten introduced to anime with like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon on WB or Fox or another one of those blocks, one of those channel blocks, but it wasn't really like a strictly anime block. It was like I remember on WB they used to play like, not WB or Fox Kids, they used to play like Digimon, and then they were back play like Jackie Chan Adventures and a bunch of other American shows, but they only had like a couple anime shows. So some people may have been introduced to certain things that they didn't know was anime at the time when we were kids, but Toonami was the first block that really was mostly anime. Like they had Batman and Samurai Jack and I think Powerpuff Girls, but other than that, it was Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, Cardcaptor Sakura. You know what I'm saying? They had a bunch of random stuff, and it was like that was
Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, Kenshin.
Yu Yu Hakusho, when Yu Yu Hakusho, the first volume dropped, I remember getting it and then turning around and it was on Cartoon Network. So I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. I ain't got to buy this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it was back in the day, you know, you only had like one. I was like getting one tape every month or every couple of months. So I could have just said, hey, mom, let me get the Yu Yu Hakusho. But then it came on TV. I'm like, yeah, I could just break out the VHS tapes. And that's what we was talking about before, man. Kids don't know about the breaking out. They got DVR, they got Netflix, they got Fire Stick. You know what I'm saying? They got all
Yu Yu Hakusho. It used to play on Adult Swim. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes my mom, she'll be like, "Oh, you're not gonna watch that shit," or sometimes I'll be trying to go to bed or something. But I would have like the VHS tapes, but the recordable VHS tapes, like the recordable cassette tapes that you can record off the radio. But like the VHS is the blank ones you could kind of record what was on TV. So I would like Hakusho every night with the TV off. The TV would be off, but the VCR was still connected, and the TV was still on that channel. And I record whenever I knew Yu Yu Hakusho was playing, and I'll watch it the next day. And I would have like a full tape full of like, not saying the whole season, but it was like a few episodes back to back, however much a VHS could fill up of, you know, just Yu Yu Hakusho. And I would go back and I would watch those episodes over and over. I couldn't, like you said, mom wasn't trying to go to the store every day and get the new season or get the new VHS. So that was before DVDs were really popping. That's some crazy. I was dedicated to it even back then, you know. But I feel like right now is the perfect time for me. Like 2014 was a good time for me to start because, like you said, Toonami it got taken off air, and I think a lot of not just Toonami, but I've recently been seeing it even in Japan. A lot of these companies have been realizing that, all right, anime was at its all-time high as far as popularity in like the 90s and early 2000s when Toonami was hot, and when Toonami got taken off air, they still aired shows like Pokemon. Those still stayed relevant, and Digimon, and certain anime shows still stayed relevant. But nobody ever brought a full, like, you know, 6-hour anime block with back-to-back, you know, anime shows. And it kind of like medium died down a little bit. But since we were kids back then, we kind of grew up and we kind of grew out of anime. We were teenagers and shit like that, college students or whatever. And, you know, Cartoon Network or all these cartoon channels ran with whatever they ran with. But I think that whenever they brought Toonami back, like whenever I did a Toonami show, not Toonami show, the Toonami mixtape, it was from a big nostalgia place. You know what I mean? It came from nostalgia. It came from, man, this isn't out now, but it made a big splash in my childhood. It influenced me as who I am as a man, you know? Watching Dragon Ball Z, I ran with the morals of Goku and everything. And it kind of made me who I am today, taking little pieces from these characters and these shows and yada yada. But I think these companies realized that it wasn't just me. It was a whole era up off of that missed that kind of shit, that look at Cartoon Network and like, man, they're not playing that Dragon Ball Z no more. I miss the good old days. So when they brought Toonami back, it started making anime a little bit more popular in Japan, not Japan, in America again.
And then see, at the same time, Japan had really been going through a renaissance. Like they kept the anime never really died down, so we got disconnected from it. But then we started hearing about like I was saying, some show. It was like, you know, Naruto kept going because of Toonami, but because Naruto was going, Yu-Gi-Oh was still going, and Shonen Jump was coming over here. It was like, okay, well, we finna make these anime shows. And then once the shows, they was a big hit in Japan, it was like, oh, well, we got to figure out a way to get them over here. So that's when, you know, OVAs and dubs and a lot of, and then, you know, in the advent in the last few years, Crunchyroll and a lot of them streaming services really started coming into play, because now we got like Death Note, Black Butler, I Know Exorcist.
Just started too. Like I literally just started watching that like last week. I'm on like episode 9 right now.
Yeah, Parasite. And it's a lot of different. It's a lot of more like we got a lot of revivals. Like they got Cyborg 009, the OVA. They got Harlock. They did the CGI Harlock movie, which was badass. They had all this stuff, and then you got it's so thorough now that you got. I just picked this up from the library. Planets. Dark Horse is co-publishing anime here in America. Like it's not just showing Jump anymore. Like it's getting to that point where, you know. And then hold on, we got like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like the crazy shit that was like. We was real young and really couldn't. They only had it in Japanese. You could get it at Blockbuster, but it was all in Japanese. It was all sub. And back in the day, when nobody trying to read no subtitles, but now, you know, now you got Narcos and all these other shows that's all in a whole different language. Like anime had like really, you know, brought really introduced like multinational television to the West. Because before it was Telemundo, but that was because we had a lot of Mexican people hearing stuff like that. But now everybody's watching everybody's different content now. And that was because of, you know, the millions of kids like us that grew up and now we adults. So we getting on Amazon, we got Crunchyroll, we got Desco, we got all these different streaming services that's just pumping it out. Like, and now we get to watch the shows as soon as they drop in Japan, like 3 or 4 hours later, we get to watch it, you know?
Literally. It's crazy because like you said, when we were kids, the only anime that we could see was the anime that was on Toonami, that was on Fox Kids, that was on these other shows, on these other networks. And the only other place we could get anime was if, you know, we went with our moms or our dads to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or something, and they had like a few videos of the anime, and they might have had some shit that we were unfamiliar with, but we knew that we liked anime as a whole and we wanted to see it. But we didn't have Crunchyroll, we didn't have YouTube or these anime sites where you can go watch the whole full seasons in Japan or in Japanese or English, you know? Now we got like a plethora. We got like damn near every single anime and manga series that they have in Japan. Now we have access to it. So in the 90s, it was at its climax, but it was at a low climax because we couldn't be on it as hard as we wanted to. Now we're adults and we realize we used to rock with it, and we realize we could only rock with what they gave us. But now we have more venues to watch more, and people have been getting a lot back into it. And I think these companies like Funimation, and not even the American companies, like even the Japanese companies like Toei, who make Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was done. It was done. They finished Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z, and it was like on a hiatus for like 10, 15 years. Now, since everybody is back on anime super hard, the whole world, it's not just Japan like it was after they took Toonami off air, because it was still booming in Japan because they wasn't going to stop doing it, but it kind of died off out here. So now that it's back booming again worldwide, anybody in any country could watch Crunchyroll. The anime people know it, so that's why they've been reviving. Like they have a new Yu-Gi-Oh movie. They brought back the original Digimon They brought back Dragon Ball Z, and it's still going on. They brought back I know Samurai Jack is an anime. They brought back Samurai Jack though.
Well, it was technically, I would classify Samurai Jack as an anime because the show's popularity over there kind of prompted them to bring it back because we've been wanting to see it. And then Gendy Karkowski, you know, kind of got back from doing. Did he do Avatar too?
Yeah, I think so.
No, he didn't do Avatar. I think he consulted on Avatar, but he was doing a lot of different stuff though. Like he was doing he was just doing a lot. Like he was doing a lot. He was doing a lot of stuff, and it was just like it was time for them to end the story because, you know, Cartoon Network and they're notorious of ending stuff before it's over with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They canceled the series before. It was supposed to be a movie to end it, but I'm glad they actually came back with the final season. I think I gotta go back and finish watching it. But yeah,
I'm glad they brought it back too. To be honest with you, I never started watching it yet. I wanted to wait because I'm like real picky. I'm like a binge watcher. I like waiting until the season is done, then I can go back and watch the whole season in one night if I want to. I hate like waiting for new episodes, But I'm about to start it because they just aired the last episode of the new season like last week or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was planning to, like, as soon as it finished, I was gonna watch the whole first season, the one that aired when I was a kid, then watch the new season like all back to back, so I can have to take it all in at once, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta start that now. I'm glad they're reviving everything. I'm glad. I just feel like it's perfect timing. I feel like me doing the anime music and everything is just the perfect time because right now is whenever is all the millennials are ready for it. You know, it's if they weren't ready for it like maybe 5-6 years ago before they brought Toonami back. anime was still kind of low key. So there wouldn't really be a market for it like it is now, you know? So I'm just thankful that the medium really didn't die down in Japan or America. I'm glad that all the Americans that used to mess with it still mess with it now as adults. I'm glad everybody took their break whenever it went off, Toonami went off air, but I'm glad that they bought back, not saying bought back into it, but I'm glad they started keeping back up with their fandoms and stuff like that. Because not everybody grew up on Dragon Ball Z, but there's some people who grew up on Toonami, like the younger kids, they grew up on Toonami right before it got canceled, whenever Naruto was hot on Toonami. And it was like Naruto and like a couple other things. I think it was like One Piece or something like that, but it was mainly Naruto was the hottest one at that point in time. But I'm just glad that they never out of their passion for it, you know?
Exactly.
People fuck with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just ask you this, Chrissa. Like, so what can we expect from Toonami Midnight Run, and what's the next single off of the album? And do you got like visuals coming? Do you got shows coming? What's next for you after you drop the album?
Well, definitely, man. I'm the whole thing about me, the whole reason why like I wanted to continue Toonami is because I dropped the first part. I dropped the first Toonami mixtape in 2014, right? And to me, it was pretty good. But it was just 8 songs. It was 8 songs, and then after the 8 songs, it was a bunch of bonus tracks that didn't have nothing to do with anime or Toonami and all that. So I felt like I half-assed it. You know what I mean? I felt like I gave the people what they wanted as far as a little bit of anime culture references and stuff like that. And I brought the anime culture with me. But honestly, it was just 8 songs. It was like Master Roshi, Tenchi Muyo, Samurai Champloo, Tenchi Muyo, 2 EDM songs I did, and like a couple other Dragon Ball Z songs. But with this, I want to give a full body of work, like a full 12 to like 16 tracks, all anime themed, all Japanese culture references, as well as anime references. And I want to really do, basically, I felt like I half-assed it last time, and I want to give it 100% now. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way. And I dropped that first single, the Madara Uchiha song, and it did real good at the time. It did like 6,000 listens, and that was before any of my shit was hitting them kind of numbers. Like that was the first one hitting the thousands, hitting the big thousands or whatever. And the Sakyo was the second single, and that one has 100,000. So I feel like now is the perfect time to drop it. We already shot the video for Sakyo. We're waiting on the director to finish editing it so we could release it on YouTube. But it's no rush to dropping the video until like I said, either the end of July or August 11th. But I've been working hard over the past like year and a half, couple years, just to I've been working on other music besides just the Toonami music. But every time I work on the Toonami music, I give it time and I take my time on it because I want it to sound perfect. I don't want it to sound half-assed. I don't want the anime fans to listen to it and be like, oh, he's just trying to capitalize off of a medium. You know, he's just trying to capitalize off of the success of anime. I want it to really feel as authentic as it is. I don't want to do it just because people know me as the anime rapper. So I got to just keep hitting them with bullshit anime songs. I want to hit them with quality as well as quantity, you know? So
take your time with it, bro.
Exactly. It's no rush because like I said, anime is timeless, really. It was around when we were kids, and I could still watch the old low quality episodes of Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon, and not low quality, but before HD cartoons were out. Like it was looking kind of gritty before they remastered it and everything. I could still watch the old ones and still be like, damn, that was fire. Like I could still be 100% into it, entertained as before. So I don't think it's a rush to get it out, even with all the other rappers out here doing that stuff, doing what they're doing. But I just feel like right now is the perfect timing because I got all the stuff lined up and I got it. I took my time on it and it's almost done. It's like a couple. I probably got to do like maybe 2 more songs. But other than that, I covered way more bases too. Because with 8 songs, I feel like I just covered a few anime, you know. And I'm a big anime fan. And I watched a lot of series since then. And I feel like my horizon as far as anime has expanded since then. And I want to show people that and reach out to people who rock with it as hard as I do. You know, I don't want people to think I don't rock with it a little bit just because Dragon Ball Z is the most popular anime. That's the one everybody knows. And a lot of super hardcore anime fans, they're real, not saying stuck up, but they're real like, you don't really mess with anime. You just watch Dragon Ball Z. That's not even anything low key. That's just the most popular one. Anybody could watch that, you know?
I mean, I feel like I feel like Dragon Ball Z, like you said, you know, up front, that's like everybody's gateway anime. Like I remember when they first had dropped it, and it was on like up to that beginning of the Frieza saga, and then they stopped it because that was the period where Toriyama was getting ready to do the Android and the Cell saga, like and Garlic Jr. And then Garlic Jr. wasn't even in the manga. That was just something to hold everybody while they was doing the Android and everything else like that. And they wanted to close their storyline out, but they didn't want to make another movie. So you know what I'm saying? Like it then even with Super, like Super was basically an outcry from the fans because people didn't like GT, and I actually like GT. You know, I like GT. You know, especially that latter half of GT. I didn't really. I mean, them going around getting. I mean, that was cool. You know, and but at the same time, I like the end of GT where it was just like it brought a finality to the series. Whereas Super is kind of it's venturing back in that territory, and I think we might start seeing some stuff from GT in there because there are people who like myself like GT, you know, but I just like the battles. I like all of the stuff that you know the things, the topics and everything else like that, giving it kind of like a morality thing because it was just like everybody knew worst came to worst, it was Dragon Balls, you know what I'm saying? But then when the Dragon Balls, you know, switched up, you know, on humanity, that was like the biggest twist in that show, you know. But
a lot of people don't even understand, you know. Like you say, you know your stuff too, because you say a lot of stuff that a lot of people that I know as anime fans, Dragon Ball Z fans, they don't even know that. Like with the whole Frieza saga, after the whole Frieza arc and the Frieza season, and they were bringing in the Cell stuff. Akira Toriyama, the dude who created Dragon Ball, and he was the main writer of the whole series, he and the creator and everything, he wasn't trying to end the series at that point in time, but he was trying to end that whole chapter. He was trying to like. Not saying because they had killed Goku in the Cell saga and everything. They were trying to turn Gohan into the main character, but people were so amped up off of the Frieza saga and what the legendariness of what Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z was. They were like, you can't get rid of Goku, so he kept going into the end of Majin Buu and Shonen Jump, the manga publishing series that was making him keep going. That was like, nah, keep going. I know you want to kill Goku off and make Gohan the new Goku. Fuck that, bring Goku back. And he was like, all right, I'll do it. And he ended up keep doing it. And around the Buu saga, the Majin Buu saga and everything, everybody, of course, Dragon Ball Z was like the breadwinning manga, like what One Piece is right now. They want him to keep going, but he was like, man, I'm done. He was like, I'm done with this. Like he finished writing the manga at the end of the Buu saga, and he was like, I'm finished. He was like, y'all can do what y'all want with it. So his successor, really the guy, because Akira Toriyama didn't really handle the anime. He really only did the manga. He drew the characters, he drew the storylines, and wrote all the plot and everything. But whenever Dragon Ball Z ended, the manga ended. Whenever Dragon Ball GT came out, there was no manga for Dragon Ball GT because all Toriyama did was get the character designs for the older characters and kind of say where he wanted the series to go at the beginning. And the guys doing the anime, which were trying to make the anime look exactly like the manga did, except just a visual, a movie type version. He put it in their hands. He was like, okay, look, this is what I want y'all to do. Y'all can do whatever y'all want with that. Y'all just really bugging me week to week, and it's too stressful to keep making this series. So they finished Dragon Ball GT, and like you said, a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it, just because without Dragon Ball GT, we wouldn't have Super Saiyan 4, which was legendary. We wouldn't have had, you know, the baby Vegeta, which was legendary. They had like a bunch of legendary stuff in Dragon Ball GT. But a lot of people, they didn't really fuck with it as hard as Dragon Ball Z. So when it ended, and I even like how it ended. The dude who took control of it, he ended it in a good way that was good for Dragon Ball Z to end. But they brought back Dragon Ball Super, and Toriyama's writing it again. So he's writing it from where he left off, you know? So a lot of people think he's just going to get rid of GT, but I think the season right now, they say after the season of Dragon Ball Super that's playing, they're about to bring back Oob back or whatever, the reincarnation of Majin Buu. And they're going to start the series from like right before the GT point. They're gonna restart it from there with Super and keep going from there, you know. And he's gonna tell like his version of what happened after Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? Because Super was supposed to be, but Super for now is in between Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT. everybody thinks this is gonna pass up Dragon Ball GT and make it like it's irrelevant, but we don't know yet. We don't know what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hype about that shit. Like I'm hype about to see what's going on with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me and all my dogs, we've been on that super hard. Like every week we've been watching the episodes and calling each other after we see the episode. Like, man, you seen that shit? What you think they about to do? Like, how you think they about to connect it? You know? Cause they Toriyama did an interview the other day and he was saying, yeah, I'm making it all connect. I'm making it all connect the dots. Like soon. So everybody like kind of at the edge of their seats, just waiting to see what's about to happen. Man, it's really the perfect time. It's the perfect time for that because everybody who was in it back then is in it harder than ever now. You know.
Mm-hmm. So, Chris, before we, I think we should go ahead and wrap it up, man, because we can have a whole separate show, and I think I should have you on Beast and Bisque with my homeboy Breezy, and we can have like a big like anime chat because he the anime guy. I'm not the newbie. I'm not a newbie anime person, but I'm getting back because
I could tell like you be saying that you're not like you like kind of new into it or you don't fuck with it super hard, but I could tell you know your shit, like you know your stuff, like you don't be just.
I mean, recently it's just like a lot of stuff that recently like I've been trying to catch up on because it's a lot of see. And the other thing is too, back then it was only a few series that would come out at a time. Now it's like I had just got through watching like maybe a year or so ago, right after you had put out Toonami Gundam 00. And I was hard on Gundam 00. Like I was watching every episode. It was an app, what was it? Boxy. And Boxy had it was an application before like Cody, before Cody, before what's the Microsoft thing they got? Like they got a similar thing where you could get like before how Xbox Live is now.
Yeah.
Before you know how, because Xbox Live is kind of like set up like that where you had all your media and everything in one area, and then they was like the first to have apps. So with Boxy, like Boxy had Crunchyroll and stuff like that, like first before you could really even like before you could stream it on online. Like they was going through, you know, I think Apple TV and Boxy and stuff like that. So I was just watching every episode till it ended. And then when the movie came out, it was kind of like the last one. I was so enamored in it. And then they started doing Gundam the Origin. Then they did the Blood Orphans, and then they got another series they got. Then they got some more Origin. Then they had Unicorn, and I was like, damn. And then Sword Art came. I didn't really like Sword Art. I thought that was like the poor man's shoot. What's the name of this? Yeah. That was just like the poor man, and they get ready to do like a crossover in a minute. I might watch that, but
that could be crazy.
I saw the trailer not too long ago. Like they announced it was just an announcement thing though, and I'm still waiting on the Fire Emblem Shin Megami. Yeah, they doing the crossover. Let me see here. Yeah. I'm still waiting on Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem to cross up, man. I've been waiting for that game. They moved it to the Switch, and it's just like it ain't coming out to next year. And I'm like, damn, I was looking forward to that, you know. So yeah, man. I'm just gonna go ahead, man, and we can go ahead in the show, bro. It's a great honor to be on here with you, man, after all this time, because I was just like, man, you was one of the people that I wanted to get on the show, but I was searching for a way to do it. Then I got the Google Hangouts, and then I kind of took a break. I was doing commentary. I was doing a lot of hip hop commentary games, and I still do hip hop commentary. That was what a lot of people wanted to see me do. Like I was doing the interviews heavy, I was doing in person, and I was doing Google Hangouts, and I'm kind of getting back to the interviews thing because there's a lot of people that I feel like yourself that you know you starting to bubble, man, and I feel like you get ready to like pop. I didn't know Sakyo was doing that well, because truth be told, I had heard the preview. And I heard a little bit of it on SoundCloud or whatever, but I seen that you got it on Apple Music. So I had peeped it on there because I just canceled my Apple Music subscription. I'm Google Play all day, but it's on there too.
Oh yeah, Google Play everything.
Oh okay, You know, so you got everything. You got all the bases covered. So yeah, man, like I'm super proud to see you where you at. I feel like we, you know, with at this point in your career, it's like you before the takeoff, and you know, I know you probably gonna be making the rounds at all different anime conventions and stuff like that. And then let's real quick.
I'm trying to hit up more than one Comic-Con.
Yeah, man. And there, it's actually home. I'm gonna have to send it to you. Anime STL, see if you can. They look for music submissions and people to do stuff for concerts. So I'll definitely shoot that information to you.
Shoot that my way.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna send you the website. Put it in the chat. Yeah. So yeah. What like? Damn, I was getting ready to ask. So are you gonna stick with the end of June, or are you gonna push the album back, bro, to August 11th for the
It all because July 30th is when I wanted to drop it because that's my birthday. But
that's your birthday. Oh, okay, that's clutch. It's clutch.
But I didn't know I dropped the first Toonami on August 11th. And that sounded like a good idea to do like a 3-year anniversary. But
yeah.
I might drop the last single before the tape on July 30th, just to kind of push for the tape. I got a song with that dude Chapo I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
He got a crazy following right now. He working. I don't know if you ever heard of like Lil Peep and Lil Tracy, all these little new wave ass rappers. But he rocking with them super hard. So he kind of got like, I'm kind of getting in the winner circle with these dudes. But anyway, I'm about to do a little song with him, and it's already finished. But I'm about to try to drop it on July 30th, just to be like, yeah, Toonami coming next week, you know, or the week after next. I don't know how many days, probably 2 weeks. But I'm probably just gonna drop the last single on July 30th. Then I'm gonna drop it, and it's gonna be on live mixtapes, the mixtape. But I'm gonna drop it as a mixtape on live mixtapes, like like about 16 songs. But it's gonna be on iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Tidal, and Spotify as an EP. It's not gonna have all the songs that's on, you know, live mixtapes. I can't get all the samples cleared and all that, but it's gonna be on iTunes and everything for the most part. If people want to listen to it on that, I know a lot of people only listen to Apple Music and only listen to Spotify or only listen to SoundCloud. So I'm trying to put it on every single thing, you know. Because it's gonna sound good, man. It's gonna sound real good. I'm trying to make anime cool again, man. I'm trying to make the people who like anime feel like it's cool to like anime, and I'm trying to make the people who don't like anime, who was curious about it, kind of get into it if they feel like it, you know.
Okay, I could dig that. I could dig that, man. And I see you got that wave, bro. That is like I said, you've been spearheading that wave since the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, you know, if you got some shout outs, bro, go ahead and get your shout outs in, bro.
Man, shout out to my brother Fade Bully. Me and him about to drop an EP this month, like in 2 weeks. It's not really too much on some anime shit. I got a couple anime references in there because I incorporate that shit in all my raps, or majority of them. But we got an EP called Bayou Water, because I'm from Louisiana. I'm trying to push the Louisiana culture too. It's called Bayou Water. It's coming next week. Shout out to, you know, everybody, SJE. Shout out to everybody that's fucking with me, man. My dog TJ, my dog Doom. And just, man, check me out, man. Peep me out this year, because I'm about to drop a lot of anime shit, even after Toonami. But I got like nine EPs and mixtapes coming out like before the year is over. So you should, like, every month I should be dropping a new project. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to feed this. I'm trying to feed the streets, feed the people who want to hear it. You know. So that's all I say. Keep an eye out for me, man, because I'm working, man. No matter who don't like it, no matter who don't want to see me succeed or see me winning or see me, you know, dropping shit. It's coming out regardless, man. For the people who want it, for the people who do want it, it's gonna be there.
For sure. So yeah. Thanks again, bro, for coming on, man. We got some more Killzown interviews coming, but for right now, bro, this was like hella last minute, and I appreciate you, bro, for taking time out, man, from the studio. I know you probably locked up in there every day. You know what I'm saying? Getting the albums done, getting the EPs and the projects and everything done, getting the videos and everything done. So I thank you, bro, and I appreciate you for coming on, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Anytime, man. Anytime you need to just hit me up. I'm down to do the interviews, like you said with one of your homeboys. We get
Breezy. He was on the Game Fanatics, and then he's a independent game developer right now. So he got like 3 or 4 projects he's been working on last couple years, and me and him do the Beast and Biz podcast. So we had a lot of people come through there. And, yeah, I'm in the process of right now. I'm getting ready to put all that on like SoundCloud, and then we're gonna start putting it on iTunes and then Google Play and Spotify. So I'm right now just looking to see what's the best option to get everything out there.
After we do that, the little Comic-Con appearance, and after we drop Toonami and everything, really we're looking at fall, winter. We're gonna be touring, and we're gonna be moving around from state to state to state. So man, when I'm in the area, man, if y'all doing a podcast or anything, just let me know. I'll stop through. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stop through and get it in with y'all, man. We can get whatever kind of work in y'all want to do. I'm down. It's all love.
Cool. All right, Chrissa, man. Thanks again for coming on. This has been Killzown Interviews. Chrissa SJE, and we out, y'all. Peace.
Deuces.